Hello everyone, welcome to the first day of the Yin Yoga Challenge. In this series, you'll get on your mat every day for 30 minutes for a Yin Yoga sequence of relaxing postures on the floor that are designed to help you to increase flexibility and mobility and to calm and relax your mind. Since this is the first day, I'll take a few minutes to introduce the program and to introduce myself. My name is Devi Daly. If we haven't met yet, welcome to Devi Daly Yoga. Yin Yoga is all about slowing down. It is not your typical fast-paced yoga workout, and in fact, we don't even do any standing postures. We keep it on the floor and we hold relaxing postures for 2 to 5 minutes at a time. This allows us to get into the deeper connective tissues and fascia of the body. And since these are shorter sessions that we're going to be doing, shorter than a typical Yin Yoga class, we will hold poses for about 2 minutes in this series. And this will enable us to fit it into every day. Throughout each class, we'll focus on flexibility and releasing tension. You don't need to be super flexible for this practice, and you don't need to have yoga experience. Today's session is beginner friendly, so take it easy and listen to your body. The sequences will build and deepen in intensity as we go along, and your flexibility will noticeably increase as you follow each day. If you haven't signed up for the challenge yet, then go to the link in the description box below or go directly to challenge.devidaly.com. You'll receive program reminders and a calendar of classes to print along with my Yin Yoga guidebook that you can use as a companion to this program. You won't need any props for today's practice, but we will incorporate yoga props as the program goes along. And the most important yoga props that you can have are 2 yoga blocks. They're not expensive and they can greatly enhance your practice. The next most important prop is a good yoga bolster. Now you can always substitute with cushions from the back of your sofa, or you can stack 2 pillows from your bed on top of each other. But if you really want to treat yourself, then you can check out my recommendations for a yoga bolster and for the best 2 yoga blocks to buy in the description box below. And if you already have some yoga props or even just some firm pillows, then gather them around so that you have them nearby when you find yourself wanting some support. For today's session, we'll move into various postures, staying in them to allow gravity to do the work, gently stretching our muscles and revitalizing our joints. Breathing is key to this program. We will use slow, deep breaths to help us sink deeper into each pose, inviting a sense of calm release. Our main goal today is to improve flexibility, to balance our energy, and to find some peace in both body and mind. You might find some discomfort in the poses, but it shouldn't be painful. If it is, just ease off a bit. As a bonus to this challenge, each one of our sessions will end with one of the beautiful meditations from the Radiance Sutras. Remember, yoga is not a competition. Every one of our bodies is different, so remember to honor your limits and to enjoy the process. So let's get ready to unwind, stretch it out, and take some time for ourselves. Practice begins right now. We'll come onto the back for our first pose, which is Reclined Butterfly. Come all the way onto the back and then bring the feet together and let the knees open wide. And here we might feel a gentle stretch of the inner thighs. Rest the hands on the front of the belly, one hand on the low belly, one hand on the upper abdomen. And let your back body nestle into the support of the floor. Yin Yoga is about releasing, letting go into passive postures where gravity does most of the work. And in this case, gravity is gently drawing the knees and the legs down to create this gentle stretch, this gentle opening of the front body, the front of the pelvis. Let's take a deep breath into the lower belly and let it go. And a deep breath into the heart and let it go. As we rest and settle into this first pose of the Yin Yoga Challenge, it's a little bit ironic that it's called a challenge because we don't want to really challenge ourselves in Yin Yoga. We want to do the opposite, which is to surrender, to simply be. But the challenge here is to get on the mat every day for this time of self-care and for this time of creating space. So congratulating yourself for arriving here on your mat today with another full breath in, and let it go. Relax and soften. And slowly now draw the knees together. Heel toe the legs apart from one another. And then we'll just gently roll over onto one side to come onto the belly for Sphinx pose. And in Sphinx, we'll prop ourselves up on the elbows and forearms. And rest here with the lower belly and the front of the pelvis in contact with the ground. Propping yourself up with your elbows rising up through the crown of your head. Allow your legs to relax. And as you breathe, can you feel the belly expand and press gently into the earth? And as you exhale, can you allow your tailbone to soften down toward the center of your pelvis? Relaxing your glutes, your hamstrings, your feet. Soften through your lower back. Allowing stillness now. And noticing the breath gently moving in and out within the stillness. Very slowly begin to release the pose, lowering down, and press your hips up and back into child's pose. Feel your back bending the opposite way now. Maybe a little wiggle of your tail side to side as you feel the energy flowing again. One of the things that we do in Yin Yoga is to create this stillness that kind of makes the energy stop. Let's come up to hands and knees. And then it feels really good sometimes to move that energy around. We'll come into downward dog and bend the knees one at a time, moving this energy through the hips, the lower back, after doing our Sphinx pose. Good, now let's bend the knees to bring them all the way to the floor and come to sit, and then all the way down onto your back for figure 4. And here we'll stretch into the glutes, starting out by taking the left ankle on top of the right knee and pulling the right knee in toward you, clasp behind the right thigh or in front of the shin. And we want to feel this stretch in the left glutes, the left buttock. Your options here are to maybe bring the legs all the way over toward the right a little bit or to the left a little bit to find the stretch that feels good. And you can also use a cushion or a yoga block under your head to make this more comfortable. And settle into the pose that feels right for you today, and then take a deep breath in. Let it go. And for the second half of our time in this pose, we'll take it into shoelace, which is really the same pose, but we just bring the knees closer together. And hold the feet this time. You can hold the outsides of your feet, or you could hold your toes to draw the feet in toward you. And it's up to you how much you do this passively with the arms or how much you more actively draw the legs toward you. It really depends on what feels good for you. And some people even take the hands on top of the feet. So whatever kind of grip you want to take is totally good. And the same target area is here, the left glutes. And breathe into what you're feeling now. And notice how it's different, if it's different, from the figure 4 pose. Slowly now release the legs and extend the legs long down the mat. Interlace your fingers and press the palms up and away so the whole body's stretching long up through hands, down through feet. Inhale. And exhale, let's bend the knees and move into figure 4 on the second side. So now it's right ankle over left knee. Draw the left leg towards you, your choice if you hold behind the thigh or in front of the shin. And feeling now the right glute stretch as we see if we want to take the legs a little to the left or a little to the right. In this position, it might be different. And we might also want support under the head. Find your deep breath in now. Big exhale. Settling in to the stillness and the space of rest. And now slowly shifting to upside down shoelace, where we take the knees closer to each other and hold on to the feet now. Right hand to left foot, left hand to right foot. And it's quite possible that you might end up asymmetrical here. I am definitely not symmetrical, and most people aren't. And we don't really need to strive to be symmetrical here. It's really, again, about finding the stretch in the target area, which is the left glutes, the left buttock. And if that means one foot is high and the other one's low, then so be it. Making any little adjustments you need to so that you can find that place of restfulness within the pose. And slowly now release the legs. And let's come into windshield wipers, placing the feet as wide as the two side edges of your mat. Keep the knees bent and spread your arms way out to the sides. Let both knees come toward the right and turn your head the opposite way to the left. Inhale, knees up to center and over to the second side. Head turns opposite the knees. And we'll inhale back up and over to the first side. Inhale up to center, down to the second side. Inhale up, once again to the right. Inhale up, and again to the left. Good, and back up to the center now. And let's bend the knees and roll over to the side so we can come up to a seated position, moving slowly to make your way into caterpillar pose. Caterpillar is our two-legged seated forward bend, and you may like to have a cushion under your seat or a bolster. As we come forward over the legs, your hands can rest on the shins, the ankles, or the feet, or the floor. Resting here, maybe just hanging with the help of gravity, giving you this stretch in the spine and in the backs of the legs, the hamstrings in particular. You also have the option, if you have yoga props available or any kind of pillows or bolsters, you can pile something on top of your legs to support your chest and or your head. Or you could pile blocks in between your two legs. Make any final adjustments so that you can settle into the restfulness of this calming forward bend. Slowly now rising up, and slowly make your way down onto your back. And on the back, hug your knees in toward your chest and gently rock side to side. Feeling the space in the lower back. And let's make our way into our last posture, which is a spinal twist. We'll touch the feet to the ground just so we can skew the hips to the left a few inches, and then draw the knees in and over to the right. Left arm out to the left side, right hand down on the legs if it feels good to anchor the legs. You could also spread both arms out to either side if that feels okay instead. And turn your head to some degree away from the legs. Maybe you're mostly gazing up at the sky. Maybe you're turning your head all the way out toward your left hand. The exact angle of the head depends on what you're feeling in your spine. And let's feel the spine as it twists in the center of the body. And take a big breath into the spine. And as you exhale, can you feel your spine soften? Feel the vertebrae softening, the discs relaxing. Releasing tension through the core of the body with this position. And slowly now lift the knees back up to the center. Touch the feet down to adjust hips toward the right, and then bring the knees to the left. Extend right arm out to the right side. Option to hold the left arm out to the left, rest it on the floor, or to anchor the outside of the knee down. An option to use props here in between the knees. You could use a pillow or a bolster or even a block. And feel the spine in the center of the body. Feel this twist happening all the way from the tailbone up through the sacrum, lower back, back of the ribs, upper back and neck, and all the way up into the center of the skull. Take a full breath into the spine. A full exhale, and rest here. Slowly bring the legs back up to the center. And straightening out hips and shoulders. Let's draw both knees into the chest. And then take the hands down to hold the bottoms of the feet for a brief happy baby pose, gently rocking side to side if it feels good on your lower back, or you could stay still. And then we'll make our way into our final meditation, which is your choice of Shavasana, corpse pose, lying on the back, spreading out arms and legs, and staying here for the meditation, or joining me to bend the knees and roll to the side and come up to a seated position for a seated meditation. Taking a couple of final minutes, whichever position you are resting in, to feel the space that's been created inside. As part of this challenge, we are exploring the Radiance Sutras. So here again are the words of Sutra number 20. Listening quietly as you continue to breathe into this body. The words of Sutra 20 go like this. The radiance of space permeates the body and all directions simultaneously. Space is always here, already here, before you're noticing of it. What we call space is a presence, permission to exist, and worlds within which to express. Without thinking about it, without forming mental images, rest in this vast expanse, friends with infinity. Allow the words of the verse to resonate through the tissues of your body. And now take a deeper breath in. As you exhale, gently stretch out through your fingers and arms. Move your body in any gentle way that feels good to return from the space of meditation. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. And from your lying or sitting position, we'll chant the sound of Om 3 times. Inhale. Allow the resonance of sound and space to continue to linger throughout the rest of your day. This is the close of our practice. Namaste. I hope you feel amazingly peaceful and satisfied after this practice. If you feel you need to rest in stillness and quiet for a little longer, you might pause the video at this point. I want to thank you for practicing with Devi Daily Yoga. Be sure to move slowly and gently into the next part of your day. And if you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel where I have over 200 Yin Yoga videos organized into helpful playlists. And if you're serious about deepening your knowledge of Yin Yoga, you might check out my online Yin Yoga teacher certification program. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and until then, I hope the rest of your day flows beautifully.